Well, it's early spring. We're out here at Portland Nursery on the division with Sarah, and it smells amazing out here. Sarah, you have some really great plants for some really early spring fragrance.
I guess we do, and I feel like some of the early ones are the best smelling. Witch hazel, once you smell witch hazel and you know where that scent is coming from, I feel like it's so unique and you can just kind of hone in on it. This is one of my favorites just because of the way that the leaves come out, the fragrance. It's a tree, which you don't have a lot of fragrant trees necessarily in the colder weather. So that makes a really great center point, but then you've also got things like Snowdrift Clematis, which just waterfall over, you know, whatever they're planted on. They've got a nice scent as well. So there's so many different ways to include fragrance in your yard.
Right.
The queen of all.
The Daphne.
Yes, the queen of all fragrance. I've got some of these planted right outside my window, and once you open that window and you get that gust of fragrance coming in, it's just amazing and tolerates shade as well.
Right, and there's so many different varieties of the Daphnes. You know, this one's called Zuiko Nishiki, which is a little bit bigger grower and has much larger bloom coloring than the straight, the Ario Marginata that people are used to.
Yeah, it's such a versatile plant.
Right, and evergreen and looks nice throughout the rest of the year. And then this guy here, the Sarcococca.
Yes.
This is, I don't know about you, but this is one of my favorites in my yard. I have a hedge of this by my front door. Evergreen, looks great, and that early spring bloom, that January, February, March bloom, I can smell it inside my house even though it's outside. It comes up through my dryer.
And it's just so understated, so low key. You don't see a fragrant hedge very often, so yeah, it's one of those where you're like, where is that coming from? And you would never assume that it was the Sarcococca.
Right. And then this guy here.
Yeah, and then this is a totally different plant as well, Pink Dawn Viburnum. So you've got more of like the shrub, the gorgeous pink flowers that are coming out before the leaves. It's a great addition to your yard.
Right, and so you have some mixes here, some large shrub kind of things, some vines, some smaller shrubs, sunshade, sage things, but a lot of times we forget about the bulbs and the things that go in our pots and containers.
Yeah, and it's such an easy, cheap way to add fragrance to your yard. Those are some powerful blooms. Once those bud out, they're intense, and you can get some bulbs in the fall, plant them with your kids, or buy them, as we have them now, and they can go anywhere.
Yeah, so there's just so much versatility, like you said, sunny areas or super shady areas like the Daphnes and the Sarcococcas can go in. Just a very wide mix of things that you can do.
Yes, there's no excuse to not have fragrance in your yard.
Right. Anywhere in your yard, right? And so you guys have a great selection here you're at the division store, and the Stark Street is also fully loaded.
Yes.
And this time of year, I'm assuming you got shipments coming in all the time of the fragrance.
Yes. Come out with your noses and come smell what we've got going on over here.
Yeah. So even with the mask on, we can still smell
that
the
is
fragrance.
True. It's true.
So Sarah, it's always a pleasure to be out here and to smell these great plants and to always look for something new and different for our yard.
Thank you.